I got a 1520 on the first time taking the SAT, and today I'm gonna give you exactly two very simple reasons why your score is not improving. So, if you're in the 1300s and 1400s, please let me have your undivided attention for the next few minutes, and I can promise you that this video will bring tremendous value and even get you over the 1500 mark on the next test day in August. So let's start off. Reason number one is not having enough knowledge. And what I mean by that is there are some topics, some keywords, both in the verbal section and in the math section that you might not know. And that's gonna really bite you in the ass on test day. So you have to make sure that every little tricks or tips, every little nuances you have to know so that you can get the highest score on test day. So a very simple, I'd say, example of not having enough knowledge is, let's say I have a quadratic formula fx, and I say the zeros of fx is x1 and x2. And for some people, they might not know what the keyword zeros is. But if I replace that with solutions, so the solutions of fx are f1 are x1 and x2, then they'll know what the problem is describing, what I'm talking about. And that is a very friendly and simple example of not having enough knowledge. A more severe example would be not knowing enough topics. So let's say that you've learned every single topic except for absolute values, or there is a certain type of question in that topic that you don't know how to solve, or there's a certain trick that you don't know that is keeping you from solving those questions efficiently. And if those types of questions appear in the test in August, then you're gonna have huge trouble and you're probably gonna waste a lot of time just trying to solve that question. And that is why a lot of people, they think that they can just get by doing practice problems, but in actuality they're just, I'd say, coping by thinking that they've got it down by doing a bunch of practice problems. But that's not an effective way to guarantee that you know everything that will appear on the SAT. So please, if you're getting 1200s, 1300s, then you have to make sure that you've learned all of the concept, but more importantly, familiarized yourself with all of the concepts. Learning a concept and becoming good at it are two very different things. I could know quadratic formulas, I could know what the keyword is, but if I don't know how to solve them, or if I see a question that appeared on the test day that is related to quadratic formulas and I don't know immediately in my mind a solution for that question, then I'm not really familiarized with the concept. And that is what you need to make sure that you get into the 1500 mark. Now, if you don't know where to start, or if you don't know what to learn, then I do have a course that is in the making. So if you're interested, then there should be a link down below. The second point is not learning from your mistakes. I don't know how many times I've seen people get a question wrong and they just move on. They don't look back, they don't check, they don't analyze every single detail, they don't know where they went wrong. And I find that stupid. You're not only are you wasting your time, but you're also wasting your money. So if you're frustrated with your score, then what the problem is not checking your mistakes, not seeing where you went wrong. I think there's like a saying where it goes, if they trick you once, shame on them. If they trick you twice, shame on you. Or something along the lines of that. And I resonate with that a lot. And a lot of people resonate with that a lot. And probably you resonate with that a lot. There, if you're in the 1300s and 1400s consistently, then those are the problems you need to focus on. The problems that you keep getting wrong in the math section and in the verbal section. So you have to make sure from now on that every question you get wrong, you only get them wrong once. And this rule specifically apply to the math section. It also does apply to the verbal section regarding some keywords or some tips or some tricks, but this especially applied to the math section. Getting 800 maths is easy. It really is. The reason that you're not getting 800 maths is, one, you haven't fixed all of your mistakes yet, and two, you encountered a problem that you haven't encountered before. So I hope that you've gotten extreme value out of this. Once again, there will be a course in the making. If you're interested and if you like the way I talk, the way I teach, then you could buy the course.